Hello, everyone. We are back. We are going to attempt to do these fireside chats weekly. As if you may have seen in episode 1, we ended by saying that I had a million more questions that I wanted to be asking Chris at that point, and he
17,000.
has 17,000. That's right, 17,000. He told me to go write them down. I started to do that, and we had to come to a compromise because I said, if you're going to limit me to 2 or 3 topics or 1 question, 2 questions per episode, then we have to do this weekly. So. Right. Here's our compromise.
Yes. We'll eventually work through all 17,000.
So, Black Pearl Media Happy Hour coming
Cheers.
to you weekly. Cheers. All right. Oh. Make sure when you cheers, you drink. That's something that I've learned. It's,
probably, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very bad luck not to actually cheers. Yeah. Okay, so cocktail if you want it, fire if you want it. Join us for Happy Hour. Episode 2, Fireside Chat, Black Pearl Media. Here we go. It helps me to go through this. All right.
Stage is set.
Yes, we're good. Everybody good? All right, we're good. All right. So, one question as we started the last one question that we get asked often. I want to get a few of these questions out that we get asked all the time in these first couple episodes that we think people are probably waiting for is music. We get asked all the time, is our music original? Who does our music? Can we buy the music? Can we download the music? All of those things. So Chris has worked very hard from the very beginning to make sure that the majority of our music is original, and we've both found composers and are friends with composers and found amazing songs online. So I will let you take that question.
Yeah, no, and part of the reason we're bringing this up now is because we just tried something. I'll work my way up to this, but I'm trying something with the Dillinger series that I was very pleased to see that a couple people caught on to. We didn't publicize it, we didn't advertise it at all, and so I was thrilled to see that a couple people actually brought it up on social media, and so that is a good impetus for this talk, and so it's good. This will be a good genesis for this conversation. So, to slightly back up, if you've listened to if you listen to Legends of the Old West from season 1 up to now, you've certainly seen the evolution of it. And in the early days of Legends of the Old West, I wanted this kind of acoustic guitar, mostly acoustic guitar, a little bit of slide guitar and electric guitar feel to it, so that it kind of harkened back to the Old West, but it didn't feel like it just walked out of a John Wayne movie, or hopefully more specifically, a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, Sergio Leone movie. I did not want that feel for it because that music is so specific and so iconic and so tied to those spaghetti western movies that I didn't want to put that into the podcast, because you would immediately think of those movies and get drawn out of the story that's being told. So I initially wanted that, but as the show evolved, we moved into this kind of drone-based feel, which is so good on so many levels. I won't go into all of them, but then to go back a little bit, the Mighty Orc, a musician in Houston, Texas. If you were in Houston, if you're anywhere near the Houston area, find the Mighty Orc. That's ORQ. He's fantastic. He's a great bluesman, kind of almost by trade, but he's kind of stepped out of his wheelhouse and helped craft these songs, which were fantastic. Look him up, check him out. And then we worked with Rob Valier here in Phoenix, who's a Grammy Award-winning musician. The guy is a savant when it comes to this kind of stuff. So he created a ton of custom music, and then we've also supplemented through various music libraries. And so that's
savant is putting it lightly when it comes to Rob.
yeah, he's pretty amazing.
So back to the libraries, yes.
Yes. So that almost brings us up to, without going on too far there, brings us up to the Dillinger series. So for Dillinger, we're trying a whole bunch of new things, not just in terms of the artwork that you're going to start seeing. You've already seen a little of, but the sound effects that you will start seeing a lot more of throughout the show, and then the music throughout a lot of the episodes will have the same feel to it. But I really wanted to try something unique with the end credits. Now, there are, at this point, I believe, more than 800,000 podcasts out there in the world, so I can't guarantee that nobody's ever done this before, but I don't think so. I've never come across an example where someone has tried to do what we're going to try and do with the Dillinger series, where every episode, the end of every episode, will have a unique closing credits song. There'll be a different song that plays during the closing credits that'll be intercut with the different narration about the closing credits. And each one will be some kind of commercial type song to really give a different feel. Hopefully sometimes the lyrics will play into the story you've just heard. Sometimes it'll just be the tone and feel of the song that will identify with the story. But I really wanted to go for this feel of like our version of those great montages that you see at the end of really good TV shows, where they try to put an impactful montage together at the end of the finale. The season finale, a lot of times will end with a really cool montage of all the different characters doing things visually, and then a commercial song will play underneath that to really set the mood and the stage. And so
there's a lot more at the end credits now as well
Yeah.
to hear. So if you are one of those people
Yeah.
that stops right at the end of the story, maybe listen on.
Yeah, well, and the songs all start right at the end of the actual story, at the end of the text. So you'll start hearing the lead in. But yeah, hopefully, this also encourages you to listen to a little bit more of that. But it gives it a little more feel, and I want to do something a little more cinematic with this series than I think has been tried before, and certainly that we have tried before. So we're going the extra mile to try to find these songs and put together something really interesting for these end credits. So the music has been an evolution, and we hope this Dillinger series is just another step in that process. If you see a weird cut in this video, it's because I have just botched something twice. So as I start over again, there will be a weird cut. As I start over and I get this right, for those of you who have listened to Dillinger
We try
episode
not to
1,
edit these, and he's just messing up.
but we have now had to include an edit because I have just screwed it up. For those of you who have listened to Dillinger episode 1, the song you hear at the end is by a gentleman named Ryan Kickland. It's called "Hear My Train a Calling." It's fantastic.
It's amazing.
It really fit with the end of that episode. So numerous people have asked about it online, so we put it up all over our social media channels. But we certainly encourage you, while you're here on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, go find the song on YouTube, go find it anywhere else, and you'll keep hearing those throughout the Dillinger series.
And our social media, Black Barrel Media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Old West Podcast on all three of those. Our website, Black Barrel Media. Again, as we said last week, write into us if there's a question that you have about our shows or just the logistics or what's coming or anything else or anything you would like us to address here on the Fireside Chats. Let us know.
Cheers.
Cheers.